Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We will get started in just a moment. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are providing testimony before the board. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Thanks, Danny. Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce, Chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly if you will be providing testimony this morning. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda, with one exception. To accommodate a scheduling request, we will be taking item number 4 out of order and beginning with that. Once I read the item into the record, I will ask who is present on behalf of the licensee, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department, and whether there are any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify. I will then swear in all parties. After that, the police report will be read into the record, and the licensee or their representative will have the opportunity to make a brief statement, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Again, all testimony will be limited only to those individuals with firsthand personal knowledge of the alleged incident. As stated, we'll be taking item number 4 out of order, beginning there, calling it Den Cinco LLC, doing business as Borachito the Garrett Boston, located at 70 Pier 4 Boulevard. Date of the incident, April 13th, 2025, overcrowding, 148 mechanical count, capacity 107, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03J and 1.06A and F. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. With me this morning, Gavin Mosley, who's the manager of record, and Hope Murphy, the assistant manager in charge on the night in question. I would first like to thank the board for taking this out of turn to accommodate a scheduling conflict that I have. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do see Mr. Mosley and Ms. Murphy, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department.
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify?
Detective Hernandez, if needed.
Thank you very much. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Okay. Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Yes, good morning. On 4/13/2025 at 12:15 a.m., Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to the licensed premise unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection of Borachito at 70 Pier 4 Boulevard. Detectives were there speaking to residents of 135 Seaport Boulevard about an ongoing noise issue when they stopped by the premise. Detectives inquired with door staff as to the count and were informed 115. Detectives know the capacity to be 107. Detective Hernandez conducted a mechanical count, which resulted in 148. Detectives relayed this to the manager, Ms. Hope Murphy. As a result, was observed Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license premise inspection notice number 020087 to Borachito for Crowdy 148 mechanical count, house count 107 and 130, capacity 107. Ms. Hope Murphy signed for and accepted the notice. Those are the facts.
Thank you. Attorney Quilty, would you like to address the alleged incident?
If I may I just ask the Sergeant Detective a couple of questions? Thank you. Sergeant Detective, did the establishment cooperate with you on the night in question? The licensee, rather?
Yes, sir, they did.
Okay, thank you. And then did Miss
Yes, they did.
Murphy, I'm sorry? Were you saying something? I'm sorry,
I
I
didn't say
didn't want to
anything.
cut you off. Okay, sorry.
No,
So
no, I
did,
didn't say anything.
okay, did Ms. Murphy, who's named in the report, did she take steps to bring the licensee into compliance?
Yes, she did.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm informed by licensee staff that the detectives have been in a couple of times since then, and they have been in compliance on those occasions. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you, sir. I have no further questions. Appreciate it. Would you like me to address the incident, Madam Chair, or do you want a question?
Nope, feel free to go ahead.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Look, a mistake was made. We understand that. As the board knows, we've been dealing with many issues in the Seaport neighborhood, and the licensee is doing everything they can to be in compliance, not only with capacity issues, but with noise and other issues that seem to be a big issue in the neighborhood. We've taken steps to add, increase staff. Mr. Mosley and Ms. Murphy, who are both on board here this morning, understand the seriousness of what's happened. I would like to point out that this incident occurred quite a few months ago. I know that it was continued, it was not nobody's fault, but since that time, there have been many opportunities for the licensee to meet with folks in the neighborhood, comply with orders of the Boston Police Department and the board, and look forward to continuing to do so. They fully understand that they have many responsibilities as a licensee, certainly one of which is compliance with capacity numbers, and they have redoubled their efforts in this regard. I think Mr. Mosley, I think, wanted to address the board on this topic, but we're sorry that this happened, and we think the showing that the officers have been in a couple of times since and they've been in compliance, this is something they are taking very seriously. So again, Mr. Mosley, are you present? I can't see you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Just to piggyback on all that, there's not much more to add. We were over that day. We had our own count. We thought we were a little bit lower. The BPD did their count. We understood that it was over, and so we tried to comply. And we've done a better job, honestly. Like, I think we're at the mercy of the court, so to speak, on that event in April. But we've been doing much better. I think a lot of people on this call might realize that there's been a lot of issues with the residents in terms of noise, in terms of crowd control. And that was not what we got dinged for that day. I think we've been better in that, and it's all wrapped up. But I think we're in a better place now. Hope was there that day. If you just want to comment a little bit on that night.
Yeah, absolutely. Since that night, we have hired some new security guards who have a bit more experience. And I did a full staff retraining with all of the security guards. Since then, we've been in a much better place, much more reliable and responsible staff was made, each night, flow much better, and we're not having the same issues with unreliable count at the door. So we've seen a huge change there. And I think that has kind of helped, mitigate all those other issues that we've also been having, or start to at least.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further from the licensee before we move to
No,
questions?
thank you.
Great. With that, we'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Yes. So, since this incident in April, you're saying you've put these additional measures in place. I know you were before us and received a warning for overcapacity for an incident in February, and this is 2 months later. How come you weren't able to make those changes between February and April? Or what did you do differently? Because I'd have to go back and re-listen to the hearing, but I'm guessing you said you put changes in place and retrained staff after the February incident.
Yeah, I had the same staff post that February incident. In April, I brought on new staff who seem to be more of leaders for the 3 guys that are working that evening. And additionally, I think, total transparency, we're just having way more eyes on it and constantly checking that count with the guys and holding them more accountable on shift, as opposed to trying to post correct any mistakes that we see. So yeah, I think just again, putting more focus on it constantly on that shift.
Okay. Have we received the written security plan we requested February?
Mhm.
Happy to send it again, but yes.
Okay. It might be here. It might just not be in the folder prepared for today's hearing. I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 1 on this morning's agenda, Paga Inc. doing business as Icon located at 100B Warrenton Street. Date of the incident, January 24th, 2025. Assault and battery with a dangerous weapon in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 15A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Mark Evliades for Paga Inc. I have with me Kevin Montgomery, Director.
Let me try again. Sorry.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. I do see Mr. Montgomery. Sorry, Attorney Evliades, is there anybody else with you or just Mr. Montgomery?
Just Mr. Montgomery today, sir.
Thank you. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, if none of the other officers here, I believe it's a walking report in District 1.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please proceed with the report for the board.
Yes, I'll be reading the Boston Police incident report that was written by Officer Jessica Gabrielle on about 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 1/28/25. Officer Gabrielle, while assigned to the front desk at A1, took a walk report for assault and battery that occurred at 100 Warrington Street, the Icon nightclub. The officer spoke to the identified victim as Clara Viega, date of birth 2/6/2001, who stated that she was at rest on Friday, 1/24/25, when she was pushed at about 11:30 p.m. The victim stated that when she turned around to see who had pushed her, 2 girls pushed her to the ground and started kicking her in the head. The victim stated that she sustained a bloody nose from the incident. The victim did not receive medical attention at the scene. The victim stated that on 1/27/25, she went to UMass Memorial Hospital as she was still in pain from the incident that was diagnosed with concussion. The victim further stated that during the altercation, she lost her iPhone and AirPods from her purse, later tracking her iPhone to the area of 14 Walnut Place in Revere. When she put her iPhone on lost mode, she was contacted by Wald Abdul Hatani, who advised her that he had picked her phone up on the ground and put it in his pocket during an altercation at the nightclub. The victim stated that her AirPods were now tracking to the same address. And that is the basis of that report. There's a follow-up. It's written by Sergeant Detective Lucas Taxa, and it reads as follows. On 2/1/2025 at about 9:42 p.m., Detectives Lawton and Giannetti issued an LPV number 017349 for assault and battery, dangerous weapon, patron on patron. The violation was signed for by the person in charge. No other violations were observed during that time. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Attorney Evliades, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, first question to Sergeant Detective. Sergeant Detective, you were not actually at the establishment on that evening, and you have no personal knowledge as to what happened, correct?
That's correct, sir.
Thank you very much. Currently, we have Kevin Montgomery. Kevin, were you working on the night in question?
Oh, Mr. Montgomery, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Yes.
And what's your position at the establishment?
Director of Security.
And did an incident happen that you were made aware of by one of your security team members?
Yes.
And who was that?
George Monroe.
And was there an after-action report that was taken on that evening?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that with you?
Yes, I do.
Would you mind reading that into the record, please?
Absolutely. On approximately 11:30, a female stumbled into another female in front of the stage. The female stopped one female from falling. The other female became belligerent and shoved the female who caught her and moved towards the stage section. By the time I got there, both females were throwing punches at each other. I got in between the females. The one female grabbed the other female's hair, and the boyfriend tried to separate them. I immediately asked the male to stop pulling on the one girl and pull his girlfriend off the female. The other female said, "I'm crazy. I stopped her from falling and she tries to punch me." I calmed her down and the boyfriend told him to wait. When I got to the other girl, one of the girls said, "It's time to take her home." I told her, "Okay, your friend just started an altercation. If you're leaving, that's fine." While talking to one of the females, she said that she can't find her friend's cell phone. I asked the other females to take her friend outside. I'll help another find a cell phone. While the three females walked to the front with their friend, I assisted the other females trying to locate the cell phone for a few minutes. I went back to my position and to the stage while the females continued to look for the friend's cell phone. While she was looking for a friend's phone, I moved the other girls to the stage with me for approximately 5 minutes while the other female still looked for the cell phone, about to leave. She passed in front of the stage where the other female was to give her the finger. I walked over to the other female and said, "Please don't respond to her." I immediately got off stage and asked the other females to leave and escorted her to the door. That's the end of the report.
On that particular evening, were there any other incidences that happened?
No.
And is it correct to say that the person who reported this alleged incident to the police department was actually the aggressor in this situation, according to your interviews with the security staff?
Yes.
And how quickly were they escorted out, and how many security personnel attended to this incident?
3 attended ultimately very, very quickly. It happened within a matter of a minute.
And on this date in question, we have, from what I understand, 16 cameras and 3 outside, correct?
Yes.
And did you check to see if you had any video available regarding the actual incident itself?
Of the incident itself, you really can't see from the angles. I was trying to find a camera that has a really good clear picture of the angle, but it didn't happen at that point.
At any point in time, did the alleged victim in this case request any kind of medical help?
No.
She offered medical help.
She didn't request any, and her friends were with her at that time. They all left together.
Thank you very much. I have no further questions for Mr. Montgomery.
Thank you. Anything further for the board before we move to questions?
Yeah, on the night in question, what it seems to have happened based on my interviewing the security personnel and Mr. Montgomery is that one of the women here who alleged this incident to have been the victim was actually the aggressor. She apparently stumbled and was caught by a second woman, turned around and started in an aggressive manner towards that second woman. The security staff were present and on the spot within seconds, separated these people and escorted them out of the establishment. I think that the protocols that we have given to the board, the security staff followed as absolutely possible they could. So I have nothing further for the board. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I will now turn it over to the board to see if there are any questions. Chairman Joyce.
Could you please forward to the board the internal police report?
The incident report, of course.
Incident report, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
One last thing. The supplementary, it may be nothing, but the supplementary police report states that the violation was signed illegible. And I just wanted to bring to the board's attention that it was Mr. Montgomery that signed for the violation.
I'll do a better job of signing.
Okay. Mr. Montgomery, in the future, should you receive a violation notice of an incident and you have an incident report, I am asking you to submit it to the board either directly or through your attorney to us before the hearing.
Okay, not a problem.
It's difficult to be prepared and just listen to an internal incident report. And it's in your own best interest for us to have something to refer to as you're describing what happened. But I don't have an incident report and I'm seeing that there is no video footage. Can you confirm that?
Yes,
Why is that?
because there wasn't an angle that one of the cameras, we had a couple of camera issues and one of the angles, which I was trying to get the best view of it, you just can't see anything. Everything else is just can't see.
Okay. Commissioner Corona, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, no, thank you.
Just going forward, I would just advise that you fix whatever angles or
Yeah, we
issues
have.
that you have with the camera.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. We will await the submission of the internal report. I will make sure it's forwarded to the board, and with that, the board will take this matter under advisement at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 2, Massachusetts Sports Service, Inc., doing business as TD Garden, located at 100 Legends Way. Date of the incident, April 8th, 2025. Indecent assault and battery, patron on employee, intoxicated under 21, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 22. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the licensee. Also for the licensee is Eric Rivers, who's the general manager of TD Garden Sports Service, John Joyne, Senior Director of Security, and Tim Townsell, Senior VP of Business Operations.
Thank you very much. I see all of those individuals. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher.
Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report to the record for the board.
Yes, good morning. So I'll be reading 2 police reports for the record this morning. The first one is mine. I'm sorry, second one is mine. The first one belongs to Officer Terrence Eaton. It reads as follows. At about 10:20 p.m. on Tuesday, 4/8/2025, Officer Eaton, while working the TD Garden detail, was flagged down by
Sergeant Detective Gallagher, your audio is breaking up pretty badly.
Upon arrival, officers met with the victim. Is it better now?
Hard to tell. If it's still breaking up, you may want to turn your camera off. You may not have enough bandwidth.
Okay. Let me start over.
If you could, please.
At about p.m. on Tuesday, 4/8/25, Officer Eaton, while working the TD Garden detail, was flagged down by Securitas. She informed the officer that she had an encounter with a male subject sitting in section 19. Further mentioned that the guest attending the show pointed out the suspect and observed the suspect to be stumbling and barely could walk. Stated the suspect appeared heavily intoxicated, and they asked the suspect to remain seated. Suspect refused and stood up and pushed the breast area of the security supervisor, and she stated to the suspect that of his actions and asked him not to do it again. And the suspect then pushed her again in the same breast area. The suspect was pointed out to officers. Officers placed the suspect in handcuffs and transported to Nashua Street by the Alpha 103. The suspect was charged with 1 count of indecent assault and battery. That reads Officer Eaton's report. Second one's my report. Second reads as follows. On 5/7/25 at about 9:05 p.m., Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, assigned to licensed premise unit, met Mr. Eric Rivers of the TD Garden to discuss an incident that occurred on 4/8/25 at about 10:20 p.m. BPD incident number 252-027-620. During that incident, a 20-year-old assaulted TD Garden female security supervisor as he was told to remain seated due to his level of intoxication. The victim reports that she was touched on the breast area 2 separate times by the suspect. BPD placed the suspect under arrest for indecent assault and battery. On 5/7, Mr. Rivers informed Sergeant Detective Gallagher that TD Garden was aware of the incident and conducting their own investigation of the suspect. As a result of this incident, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued a licensed premise inspection notice number 020855 to TD Garden for indecent assault battery. Patron on employee, Mr. Eric Rivers, signed for and accept the notice. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Attorney Scanlon, if you'd like to address the alleged incident.
Thank you. Sergeant Detective, for the record and to the best of your knowledge, did staff cooperate on both the night of the incident, April 8th, and the day that the license premises violation was issued on May 7th?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Thank you very much. No further questions for Sergeant Detective at this time. Madam Chair, members of the board, if I may. The licensee's internal investigation, reporting, and knowledge of the incident is very much in line with what was described in both police reports. As an initial matter, this incident took place during a Deftones concert on April 8th. From a demographic standpoint, this band was, if you're not familiar with them, popular in the 90s with a recent resurgence among a younger generation, but all in all is not the type of event with a huge number of incidents. They were adequately staffed, including with BPD detail that evening, and can provide those numbers if the board is interested and necessary following this hearing. That being said, based on the internal investigation and the statement supplied from the victim, which was also supplied to the board prior to this hearing, at approximately 10:15 that evening, an usher alerted security to a patron observed to be under the influence, who was later identified as Mr. Joyce, who's mentioned in the police report. For the record, Mr. Joyce was not otherwise known to staff, no issues with him previously that night or at any other time until dealing with him during this incident in live time. 4 security officers immediately responded to that section following a reporting from that section, and following standard procedure of what started out an approach as a regular eviction. The patron was initially asked to leave the section. He then started to walk away and stumbled into the row below. Security officers assisted the patron up and escorted him down the stairs. All the while the patron was being combative with the security officers, repeatedly shoving 2 of the 4 initially that responded, and he was attempting to go back up the stairs into the section. The patron was repeatedly asked by security to go down the stairs, but continued being non-compliant, and it is at this point that they called for BPD backup and the detail that was on site that evening to respond and assist with this individual. While they waited, they were momentarily successful in getting the patron to sit on the stairs until he started attempting to get up and leave again. And at this time, it was when he grabbed and squeezed the breast of one of the female security officers responding to this incident. She knocked his hand away and essentially told him to stand down. The patron tried to stand up again, then repeated the assault on the employee for a second time and proceeded to run up the stairs away from security, pushing past guards. Security was able to follow him and contain him near an elevator until BPD responded, where this individual was then placed under arrest. Video surveillance that we do have as well, if the board feels it's required for them to review it, also shows that he wasn't complying with police, and he also tried to push past them and run away. As a secondary matter, and while it's not a charge levied necessarily against the licensee, it is worth noting that during the course of the licensee's own internal investigation, along with video, they looked into any potential evidence of purchase or consumption by Mr. Joyce while inside the licensed premises. There is no evidence that they found of consumption at the premises. However, there is a receipt available for 2 Michelob Ultras using what appears to be his credit card. However, they backtracked that to review the time and transaction location, but it was determined to be another individual making the purchase. Potentially could have been a friend using his card, but the purchaser is otherwise unknown to the licensee at this time and was not identified as Mr. Joyce. Following this incident, Mr. Joyce was issued a no trespass letter and correspondence by the Garden. He's no longer able to attend events at the premises. All in all, and throughout the entire handling of this incident from start to finish, the licensee and its staff handled the matter by the book and pursuant to all rules and regulations. It happened to also be the victim employee who handled this unforeseeable incident by the book as well. When they thought again they were responding to a routine report of someone under the influence, they responded, utilized on-site BPD detail upon the patron's non-compliance, and immediately removed him from the area to the best of their ability with the assistance of police. Most people in these instances do comply with requests to leave. This behavior is a bit of an anomaly, and especially hands-on violent behavior is rare at the licensed premises. However, and in conclusion, there was nothing leading up to this incident that would lead the licensee to believe that this incident would unfold in this matter, but nevertheless, they did everything in the moment and after to remove the patron from the facility.
Thank you. Anything further for the board at this time before we move to questions?
Nothing further at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we will see if there are any questions at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation, Attorney. So just to confirm, there's no proof that the suspect purchased any alcohol or consumed any alcohol there.
Correct.
And as far as the purchase, you said someone with the same name used a credit card to buy 2 Mich Ultras, or
I'm not sure if it's the same name or his, there's no way to know truly if it's Mr. Nolan Joyce's credit card, but there was a Nolan Joyce that used a credit card at a specific time and location, which they tracked and reviewed the video, and they were able to clearly see a person that did not match the description and the images we have of the suspect in this incident.
Okay. I think those are all of my questions. Commissioner Kerwin and Commissioner Saxon.
I have no questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm calling item number 3, Metro Dining Inc., located at 32 to 34 Harvard Ave in Alston. Date of the incident, May 16th, 2025. Assault and battery by means of a dangerous weapon, a gun, employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 15A, and no person in charge in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Carolyn Conway on behalf of the licensee. And today with me is Mr. Derek Brady, who is the principal of the licensee, and also Brendan McLaughlin, who is part of the management team of the licensee and who is referred to as McLaughlin in the police report. So I just want to make sure that's, that's one and the same person.
Thank you. I do see Mr. Brady and Mr. McLaughlin, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department.
Check if there's no one here.
Good morning, Detective Vlad Levichev, present on behalf of Boston Police Department.
Thank you, Detective Levichev. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning?
I apologize. Officer Patrick Sullivan, Boston Police.
Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Sullivan. Is it possible to turn your camera on so we can swear you in?
Yes, one moment.
Thank you. Great, we see you now. Once again, are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge who wish to testify this morning? Thank you. Can you all please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Who will be reading the report into the record for the board? Will that be Officer Sullivan or Detective Levichev?
I can, give me a moment. I can pull it up. It is my report, sir, so.
Great, thank you. Yeah, we'll give you a moment.
All right, thank you. I apologize for that. All right, would it be all right to begin?
Yes.
This report was authored by me relative to this incident. About 12:08 a.m. on May 16, 2025, officers assigned to the Kilo 102 Alpha, Officers Sullivan and Giblin, responded to the Draft Bar and Grill at 34 Harvard Avenue in Alston regarding a 911 call for a person with a gun. The patrol supervisor, Sergeant Wilson, responded as well, in addition to officers Ace, Morgan, McKinney's, Michelle, and Berardi. To summarize the information provided by Boston Police Operations, the victim in this incident, subsequently identified as Lowell resident Shivam Desaire, born in 2003, had called 911 to report that a bouncer working at the draft had reportedly chased the caller's car, tried to cause a car accident, and waved a gun in the caller's face while accusing him of taking something. The victim, Desaire, had described the bouncer in question as a heavy black male, about 6 foot 6 inches in height, operating a gray Volkswagen Atlas with a license plate of 2NCV32. The victim had subsequently left the scene and was reportedly unable to return to Boston to speak with officers because he was driving a Tesla that was low on power. Officers Giblin and Sullivan arrived at the Draft Bar and Grill and observed the suspect's vehicle parked immediately out front. A heavyset black male, subsequently identified as the suspect, DeBrian Cora Perez, born in 1995, was seated in the driver's seat. Officers Giblin and Sullivan approached and directed the man to exit the car for the purpose of conducting a pat frisk, to which he complied. Officers noted Cora Perez's large stature, about 6'8", 465 pounds, and recognized him as a bouncer who works at the draft. As Cora Perez exited the vehicle, Officer Sullivan observed the handle of a pistol visible in Cora Perez's front jacket pocket. Officer Sullivan seized the pistol, a Shadow Systems MR920, in a concealment holster. Cora Perez was briefly detained in handcuffs and informed of the nature of the 911 call. He produced a valid license to carry firearms. The pistol located in his pocket was ultimately determined to be legally owned and possessed. Cora Perez was polite and cooperative throughout the interaction. He stated, in summary, that he had confronted a group of individuals he believed to have left the bar with a bottle of alcohol they were not supposed to have. He stated that he was not presently on duty. When asked how the 911 caller knew Cora Perez had a gun, Cora Perez admitted to having displayed it during the interaction. He added that he had been able to recover the bottle of alcohol, which he added that he had been able to recover the bottle of alcohol, which he believed to have possibly been a bottle of vodka, from one of the individuals and thereafter returned it to the bar. When asked about his reasons for displaying a firearm, Cora Perez stated that he believed the group was stealing alcohol from the bar and had not stopped for him when he told them to stop. He mentioned there had been a recent unrelated stabbing at the bar from days earlier, but did not express any particular reason to have feared for his safety on this occasion. He stated, "You're right," when Officer Sullivan suggested the circumstances he described did not appear to justify displaying a firearm. Officer Sullivan placed a phone call to the victim, Mr. Desaire, who described his confrontation with Cora Perez in some more detail. When asked where this confrontation occurred, Desaire described it as having occurred roughly where Cambridge Street crosses I-90, approaching Storrow Drive, a significant distance from the bar. It should be noted that the intersection of Cambridge Street and Sorrento Street has been used as an approximate placeholder for the purpose of completing this preliminary report. Continuing his phone conversation with Officer Sullivan, Desaire stated that he had left the bar with his friends a short time earlier. He denied that either he or his friends had taken any bottles of alcohol, stating that he had only left the bar with some French fries. Desaire stated that he had been driving away from the bar in his white Tesla, at which time DeBrian's vehicle had brake checked him, forcing him to a stop. Desaire reported that DeBrian had thereafter gotten out of his car, accused him of taking something, and pulled a gun from his pocket. DeBrian had reportedly pointed his firearm in the direction of Desaire's vehicle briefly and kept it down by his side, but visible for the remainder of the interaction. Desaire stated that he handed over his French fries, which DeBrian reportedly threw back at him. Desaire declined to identify the friends who were in his car at the time. They have nothing to do with it. Desaire added that the incident had been recorded on his Tesla's video camera. Desaire stated that he would turn over the footage either by stopping by the district station or emailing Officer Sullivan. The footage has not been turned over as of this writing. Officer Giblin also spoke with a bartender identified as Emma O'Sullivan. She reported that she had not been aware of any alcohol taken from the bar or of Cora Perez returning it. Officer Giblin asked Cora Perez if there was anything else dangerous inside his vehicle, to which Cora Perez stated that his vehicle contained 3 loaded magazines. Officer Giblin observed that one of the magazines, a PMag 15-round magazine containing 15 rounds of 9mm ammunition, was a large capacity feeding device as defined by MGL Chapter 269, and therefore illegal to possess under the circumstances. Based on these circumstances, officers determined that probable cause existed to place Cora Perez under arrest for assault by means of a dangerous weapon and unlawful possession of a large capacity feeding device. Cora Perez's vehicle remained parked in front of the draft. The car keys were turned over to the draft general manager, Devon Hudgens, at Cora Perez's request. Cora Perez was taken into custody and transported to Nashville Street Jail, where he was booked without incident. And the final paragraph simply indicates that his firearm, ammunition, and license were logged as evidence at the district station. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. We also have a supplemental, which I believe is Detective Levachev's.
Yes, sir. So for my supplemental on Saturday, May 17, 2025, around 8:30 p.m., myself and Detective Haran responded to the Draft Band Grill, 34 Harvard Ave in Austin, to conduct 35 and issued violation number 007527 regarding the incident that occurred on Friday on May 16, 2025. At midnight, 0008 hours. Violation was issued for the following: assault by means of dangerous weapon with gun, employee on patron, and no person in charge. I responded afterwards and interviewed all employees that were on scene, listed in the report in my supplemental, as well as Mr. Davon Hudgens, a former manager who was called by an employee after the incident, and Fred Gary, head of security. As a result of the interviews with all parties, the following information was obtained. So there was no manager on duty or person in charge when the incident happened. None of the employees observed or reported any incident where customers stole the liquor as alleged by Mr. Cora Perez. Mr. Cora Perez was on duty and working in the capacity of Draft Bar Grill bouncer when he ran out and drove his car after the customer stopped his vehicle and allegedly waved a loaded firearm in victim's face. Mr. Cora Perez's supervisor, Mr. Gary, and co-worker, Mr. Hall, were not aware he was carrying a firearm while working in his capacity as a bouncer. Both Mr. Hall and Mr. Hudgens stated that Cora Perez was not authorized by the management to carry a firearm in his capacity as a bouncer or security. It should be noted that while conducting Code 35, there was no person in charge available, and the detective spoke with Mr. Martinez, who stated that the manager was 15 minutes away. Mr. Martinez refused to sign the violation, and refusal was entered under the signature of person in charge, and copy of violation handed to Mr. Martinez. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Attorney Conway, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, I'd like to give the board a little background to begin with. For approximately 2 or 3 months prior to this incident, the licensee had engaged private security because they were having some difficulty getting full-time security employees. Mr. Cora Perez was an employee of the security company and had been on premises prior to this night for approximately 4 to 5 times. He had been there. We did not know that he had, during those occasions, whether or not he had a firearm. We do not believe he did, and he worked without incident. On this night, Brendan McLaughlin was the manager and had left and was waiting for the manager he was on duty, had not informed them that he was late, so there was a period of time when one manager had gone off duty and the other was scheduled to come on. Our understanding is that he came on at approximately 11:33 to 11:35 that night, and that was Mr. Hutchins. What we have found, and the only that I looked at this morning and I can send to the board, we have given the police everything, all of the video surveillance, but it's 23 seconds long, and all it does is show Mr. Cora Perez getting in his car. We believe that these individuals ran out of the licensed premises. Mr. Cora Perez believed that they had taken alcohol and chased after them. We have no knowledge that whether or not that he had a firearm. It was certainly not part of policy and is strictly against management policy, but he went and he came back. We don't have any evidence that he gave back alcohol to the premises, but we know that he came back and he waited for the police and was very cooperative with them. We have severed our ties with the security company, and we have retrained. Mr. Hutchins has been let go for not being on the premises when he was supposed to be on the premises. And we are retraining our staff and reassuring the board that we never ever would have allowed a firearm on the premises. We had no notice that Mr. Carlos Perez was using it, and we just don't know what he was doing in this incident. What he thought he was doing by chasing after these people and using it. We don't know the accuracy of the police report, but it appears from the police report that he did not, after pointing the gun, he put it at his side, and that he was very cooperative with the police. But we want to assure the board that this was not anything that this licensee was a policy or an encouragement. It was, obviously, and we all know that sometimes that there are a lot of problems in using private security, and this is one of those times. But it happened away from the licensed premises. We regret it happening. I don't know why the victim didn't give his. But I can send you the 23 seconds of footage that we have of Mr. Carl Perez leaving, but it doesn't really show anything. So we're assuring the board that this was just something that almost it's so bizarre that we couldn't make it up. But it just is not anything that has anything really to do with this licensee's policies, procedures, or whether we condone anything. And we don't believe that, we as I said, severed our ties with the security company, and we'll never use them again.
What's the name of the security company?
It's Platinum Securities.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay. But that's who he was working for that night. And as I said, he had been there. We acknowledge he had been there for approximately 5 times, but we had no indication that he was carrying a firearm or that he would act in this. I don't want to say a word like a cowboy or a Rambo. I don't know. I mean, but it's not something that we condoned.
Thanks. So you have 23 seconds of video of him running
just getting in a car and driving off.
So how come there's no video of him at the door when the man ran out with the bottle of vodka?
Brendan, do you want? Or
I think he was off duty. So what ended up happening in this situation, from what I gather, is he was outside and off duty. He had finished work or what have you, and he witnessed those people leaving in a hurry, in a haste, because from what he thought, maybe it was true or maybe it wasn't, I'm not sure. He thought they were stealing alcohol, and he chased them down. He thought he was doing us a favor, in fact, and ended up being completely wrong in that manner.
Okay. So if you wouldn't mind forwarding the 23-second video, I'm just going to mention again that third-party private security is not a defense to something that's happening at your licensed premise. So I'd like to get a better understanding of you. I understand when you can't hire your own security, people look outside. What kind of vetting do you do? What do you tell them you're looking for? Do you work directly with them to train them?
No, we don't work directly with them to train their security, but we tell them that we follow the rules and regulations of the board, which is it's pretty encompassing, and we make sure that they know that that's the way we want their staff to follow as well. So
I'm just going to put this out there in general terms, because this is not the first time we've heard that private security at a licensed premise in Boston, not yours, I'm saying, has had guns, and that the licensee wasn't aware of it. So I urge you and every other licensee to ask that specific question. It's just not okay to not know these things. And people need to do a better job with vetting these private security firms. And then can you give me an explanation as to why no one was in charge that night?
Oh, so there was a gap between the time that Brendan McLaughlin left at 11 o'clock and when Devon Hudgens was supposed to take over. He was supposed to be there at, technically he was supposed to be there at 10:45 and he was running late. Brendan McLaughlin had reached out to him and he said he was 10 minutes away. And so Brendan left to go to the next appointment. And that was the gap between. Devon no longer works for us. So.
So,
It's unacceptable.
what's that?
It's an unacceptable gap.
Okay. He doesn't work at any of your other licensed premises?
No, he doesn't.
Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Just to add on to the chair's question, are there any written agreements or contracts with the security company that would memorialize the expectations or what their duties and what you wanted from them?
We might have a contract. I can look for it and try to get it to you. I'm sure we do. I'd have to find it and look specifically what it says.
Okay, and did any agreement contract address the vetting of who they were going to be sending you? Did you know anything about the background of this person that they sent you?
I didn't know anything about the background of the person they were sending. No, not personally.
But other than the fact that he had worked there without incident for the prior occasions that he was there. I mean, so we had no notice.
So did they offer or promise any kind of, service that they were going to send someone that was vetted?
Yeah. So their contract states all that. So I can find it and get it to you. They work at other venues in the city. So
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll get it to you.
And why wasn't anyone in charge at the time of the license premise inspection?
Well, the licensed premise inspection occurred earlier in the evening before. Brendan, maybe you can address that. What time Mr. Hudgens was supposed to be on at that time too? Occurred at 8:08 on Saturday night, so he was late again.
No, Brendan was there. Brendan was there.
I was there at 8 o'clock.
He was there for that.
He was there at the time that no one signed? Saying no one was in charge?
This was the night of that incident? There was no one in there that looked for me or that asked for anybody in charge because I was there the entire night up until 11.
The night that Detective Levichev was there?
The only time there were detectives there from that night that I was even aware of was after this incident had occurred. I was not there, or there was no one there looking for anybody in charge, at least to my knowledge. I mean, I was there from like 5 p.m. until 11.
On May 17th?
This is the date of that incident, correct? Yes.
No, not the date of the incident.
Oh,
the next
this
night.
Is a completely different day, the next night. That was, I'd have to see who was on schedule that night, but it was either myself or Devon. It was most likely me once again, because I was there during the day, which I don't understand.
Report, detectives spoke to Mr. Martinez, who stated there was no manager there, and therefore the detectives didn't get a signature on the inspection notice.
Yeah, I mean, I was there. I may not have been there in that exact moment if I was like running over to another restaurant to grab supplies or whatever it was, but it was never brought to my attention. But I was the manager there the next evening.
Okay. I think that's all I have. Thanks.
I don't think I heard the answer to the chair's question about why wasn't there video of the patrons leaving?
There is a video which I sent as well, but it's them. You can't really see what they're doing. They're near the door, and then they run very quickly through the door and then out the door. So you can't really see what's happening. But I also sent that footage to the officer who was messaging me. Something is in their hand. You can't distinguish from the video what it is, whether it's alcohol or food.
Detective Levichev, did you receive a video of like that?
Yes, I did, sir.
Okay. Also, I was curious, did you receive the video that the alleged victim promised from his vehicle?
I did, sir. And so in the video that the victim sent me, you could see Mr. Cora Perez pull in front of his vehicle, exit the vehicle. You can clearly see he holds the firearm in his right hand at low ready. He did not wave the firearm in the victim's face, as was alleged in the initial police report. And also, according to the victim, he did not steal alcohol. I had the video that Mr. McLaughlin sent me. It shows two people running out of the bar. I did not see any bottle of alcohol that they carried.
We'll send you every video I have. I have one video that's the 23-second one, and apparently there is another one, so we'll get those to you.
Thank you. Are there any further questions from the board?
No questions.
And it sounds like we are also looking for any contract between the licensee and the security company. So if that could also be forwarded to the board, we'll make sure that that gets to the commissioners as well.
Okay, will do.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you all. That will adjourn this hearing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.